Hello, Akiko Sampson. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, great to see you. Thanks for coming on. Got a lot of ground to cover because you are so busy with a lot of different things. You are bassist and one of the singers from Otzi.
Mhm.
You are Yama Uba,
Mhm.
and you are, I think, the only person involved with Psychic Eye label as well, right? Okay,
Mhm.
great. Congratulations on the new album.
Thank you.
From Otzi. It's really great. So um, tell us a little bit about. I've noticed a difference between the first album, Ghosts, and Storm. A little bit of a lineup change probably explains part of it, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on the differences between the two albums?
Well, I think some of the differences are in some ways kind of like classic differences between first and second albums, where the first album you kind of have a bunch of songs that you've written together and then are like, oh, we almost have enough for a record. Maybe we should do that. So in your first album, a lot of the times your whole statement is we're a band, and we're this kind of band. This is the band we think we are. And so that was kind of a collection over a little bit longer of an amount of time. So all of the songs in Ghosts kind of reflect different eras to us, whereas Storm was written in just a year and a half, about that amount of time. So it was kind of what more contained, but also because we already did have an album out. Your second sophomore album, you're always like, now what do we have to say? It's always kind of a challenge to think, how do you grow in a way that is mature, that respects the audience, that already kind of dug what you were doing, but allows everybody to grow. So I think we thought a lot about that, and we also thought about how we were incorporating all of the sounds that we wanted a lot more. I think a lot more strategically, and maybe, I don't know if strategically is the word, but like we thought about it much more in depth, what we were doing and what inspired us. Whereas at first we were like, let's make some songs, for Ghosts. So yeah, we thought a lot about how an album should flow. Like we didn't want it all to be fast or all slow, or stuff like that, kind of regular things. But also, as we were writing all the songs together, it was all based on kind of a similar time frame. So it ended up having kind of a theme. In retrospect, we could say that Ghosts was about the past. It was about loss and reflecting on the past, and having a new lineup, and learning to work together to write Storm. We were a lot more focused on the present and future, and some of the future is hopes, and a lot of it's fears too. So different members were also experiencing different kind of life changes, major life changes. So as a band, we kind of had to grow together, and that's what Storm reflects.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think that, I mean, I hear some potential influences from the current political climate as well.
In Storm, yeah, we didn't. I think we didn't mean to at the time. We were writing something that felt deeply personal, but I think a lot of it was also about uh, feeling in all of our own lives maybe a little bit silenced in our workplace or wherever, and there was a lot of frustration that we shared together. It was the first time we all had kind of similar identities. The people who are writing it, and that gave us more common ground to think about, what do we all collectively think. We all collectively think kind of some similar things, about the political climate, or just the social climate, or how we're treated as people on a day-to-day basis. So that kind of solidified that. And I think what we're dealing with in this climate is everyone just really kind of voicing that.
Yeah.
Whereas before we were all kind of experiencing it in a more individual way. Now I think more of us feel like, okay, global fascism sucks. Like there's no getting around that. There's all of these things that are decidedly unfair. That's not just that you have a bad attitude, but that there's very real discrepancies in people's access to resources, and that kind of thing. And so these kind of things have come up, and there's a lot of fear now because of everything, the pandemic, and because, you know, we don't even know at this point if we're gonna get kidnapped, right?
Yeah.
so so there's a lot of fear now, and we had that then, but it was more the fear that we were talking about was in our personal lives, you know. And now I think we're experiencing collective grief, collective anger, and that was all just kind of a foreshadowing of this.
Right.
Yeah.
So Yama Uba is your solo project. Do you feel like the messages, the spirit that you come at Otzi with through your lyrics are different than Yama Uba? And if
Yeah,
so, no.
yeah, I think so, for sure. Well, one of the things about working with a group is it's always essentially a collective. And so whoever is singing, you know, even if the other people aren't writing, it has to feel like it represents other people at least enough to bother playing guitar at the same time. You know, like, you don't want to be saying something that's so diametrically opposed to how other people feel about whatever we're talking about in the song. So there's a lot more gelling of how, like, perspectives and that kind of thing. And so I think that while my lyrics are personal, from in Otzi, and Gina's are as well, it's also something that does reflect other people. Whereas in Yama Uba, I don't really have that responsibility, so I can kind of dive deeper into the things that are maybe darker to me, but also much more pointed. And in doing so, I feel like I can kind of go deeper into what my subject matter is in some
Speaking of
ways.
deep, the one song that I know of that you've released, Angel, that is deep, and I am so into that. You know how into that song I am. I play it all the time. I love that song. And am I correct? That's the only song that you've released?
Yeah, that's the only one so far, and that was released for Sacred Spells compilation, which was
Yes.
um, the first release I did as Psychic Eye. And upcoming, I'll have a new song on the anti-racist, anti-fascist compilation that Ink Bats is also on, that you're also on, and that's coming up in a few months. So
Great.
looking forward to that. Yeah.
Great. So are we. Yeah, that's awesome.
Mhm.
So let's talk about Psychic Eye. That compilation rules. Like, how many songs? 20 songs or something around there?
That was 20. Yeah, I think so.
It's huge, and the diversity of artists and styles is really impressive and really enjoyable. I've gotten turned on to so many really great artists because of that. I mean, that's what a great compilation does, right? So you did it. Congratulations.
I mean, I'm just happy to, like, I felt like I'm lucky in Otzi, and you know, just knowing Gina Marie and being able to go to a lot of Near Dark shows, I end up having a lot of access to finding out about bands that maybe just because I happen to be playing with them, and, you know, maybe they're in France, I would have never heard of them, you know, otherwise. And so being able to find out about other artists through that kind of made me feel like there's other things that we have in common besides just, you know, we're this genre or that genre. And so I thought all these genres together have kind of like a similar feeling to me, you know, even though they're vastly different in style. So yeah, I thought that was really fun to put together.
Oh, amazing. And what else does Psychic Eye do? You produce videos.
Yeah, we do. I do videos. I do videos for my own projects and for other uh, artists as well. Artists I like, you know. And the reason for that is kind of as just a whatever psychic. I guess it's a label, but I mainly see it as a platform to be able to just promote other artists that I love, and especially you know, they're especially more marginalized, demographically marginalized identities, musicians who are trans or people of color or whatever, like we, or even, like, you know, some all women units have typically a harder time accessing industry leads, or, you know, any kind of breaks, and it's harder for people to get to know about these artists, you know. What, and I find a lot of the work that is coming out really compelling, and just not having the backing that some kind of, you know, bigger bands have. So
Yeah.
So I do that for so I do video as well as audio, and it's really kind of just whatever I can do that seems like this will help people find out about a really cool artist.
Right, right. And then on the Psychic Eye Bandcamp page, which I'm going to link everything that you're involved in the description for the video down below. So people will be able to find the Bandcamp page easily. You've also got a bunch of really great merchandise, a bunch of really amazing masks, chokers, all kinds of really cool stuff.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Well, the thing with the masks is a lot of people have been selling masks, but they aren't all a high enough quality to provide people protection. So I'm able to read as I used to be a scientist, so I can read kind of scientific literature and like figure out the best combinations of fabrics. And also, I just feel like the beginning of the pandemic was really really sad when you had people with just like the doctor's office, masks
Well,
everywhere.
that's
Like,
me. Yeah. Yep.
yeah, we were so sad, and it's like it creates dysphoria for some people, and it's just like who am I, like it just so making the mask kind of to me felt like I could help people feel like they're having more fun when they were wearing them and feel more like themselves, and therefore would make them wear them more, so yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I did that. And also, I don't know if you've noticed this, but as just being in the music industry itself is kind of like it's not a good game. Like you can work forever on an album and then you can promote it and then you can tour it and like, but people who love your music can only buy it once, like I'm not going to buy, maybe if I move and I lost a copy, but so it's enables me to give out people's merchandise, to do merchandise with music in a way where people are like, oh, now I have a bedroom witch mask, or now I have, a Maya Songbird mask,
Is there a bedroom witch mask?
there's one coming. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I want.
Yeah. Okay.
We're talking off camera you're talking to the viewers here. We're talking off camera before the interview about potential different masks for Davey. That's the one that I want. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, it's really nice. And Sepper designed it, so it's
Oh, that's so great.
the fabric. Yeah, but like I feel like money isn't a way that we can ever value music. You know,
Right.
it's impossible. Like my favorite bands that I've ever liked ever, I've probably given $40 total to,
Sure.
and like hold them in my heart like gold. You know what I mean? I can't give them any more money. There's no way. So unless they tour, or something. But if they're done doing that, we can't. So yeah. I mean, I know that people can't want to support artists right now, especially during the pandemic. But so we have to just kind of make more things to offer them. So that's
Right.
another reason why I was doing the masks,
Right.
and I've just been kind of making more different types of merchandise.
Right. So let's talk about the future for a minute. Assuming that at some point we're going to get back to some, semblance of normality. What's Otzi and Yama Uba and Psychic Eye? What are your plans for the future for all of your different things?
So, well, the present always impacts the future, right? So, right now, OTSI has to be on. We're not meeting in person. We have a person that has a immune compromised system, so there's no reason for us to, risk anyone's life over band
Right.
practice. So we're kind of like trying to write stuff from home, but very gently. We're being gentle on ourselves with it because that's not how we usually work. So I've been focusing a little bit more musically on Yama Uba, and that's been kind of fun. But I don't know. I think a lot of people, I've been experiencing waves of creativity and depression, and
Sure.
lethargy, and sometimes it's just like I just don't even see the point. Why are we doing anything, but
Yep.
then I'll see a live stream or a DJ Twitch stream and be like, oh, I forgot it's because we all love music, but still there's some dark days, during this pandemic stuff. So but I am starting to work more on that music, and I'm planning on doing after the next compilation release, which will have 40 bands for the BLM and anti-ice benefit comp. After that, I'll do a single where myself and Winter from Otzi and Mystic Priestess is going to be playing guitar, and we're doing a cover of The Passions. I'm in love with the film.
Wow. That's great.
I am friends with Barbara, and she told me that we could, so I'm gonna see if she maybe wants to come in the video too or something, somehow. But
Cool.
yeah, it's just kind of like, to me, it's not just like I love this song, but it's an homage to women in this genre that not all of them have gotten every single prop that they deserved.
That's right.
But and then when things get better, probably not right after they get better, but sometime after that, Otzi will tour again, and we'll be able to do band stuff and whatever. And in the meantime, I'm just trying to write as Yama Uba and enjoy the live streams and stuff that everyone else has to offer, and kind of taking some time to really really understand other people's creative output as well, because I think when times are great and there's music flying around everywhere, we're like, oh yeah, that's great, and we don't really absorb it as much. And now I think we're all finding a lot deeper value in each other's work, than I think
Yeah,
ever.
I think that's one of the reasons I'm starting this show.
Yeah,
To be
yeah.
honest with you, like because of the difficulties in this situation and the depression that we're all going through, and collectively, and so many people are really having trouble being creative. But there's so much new music still coming out. It's remarkable.
Right. But also, I mean, even just seeing people on Twitch or on, YouTube premieres or wherever people are finding ways to talk that's different from like a social media post. I'm seeing a lot more kind of meaningful interactions than
Yes.
we had before. And I'm appreciating that. I'm appreciating that we're deepening our connections like as friends and as a community. I appreciate stuff like this show. So much new media coming out and new ways of having conversation that we just didn't have time, or you could go to a show and talk to somebody before. And now we have to get on a computer, do all
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, no, but you can get on the computer with people from around the world, and trade
That's
perspectives. And I mean, I've had some of the most enlightening and encouraging conversations with people in chat rooms on Twitch while a DJ is playing some like really amazing music, and we're talking about something else. And so it's been pretty interesting.
It has been interesting, and one of the other things is that the I think the quality of the conversations that we're having is really improving.
Yeah.
It's different from small talk in person where it's fun to see everybody, but it's also fun to get to know people in more than 5-minute conversations.
Well, speaking of conversations, I could talk to you all night because I love you. I miss you. This has been really great. I really appreciate you joining the show and being on the premiere episode. I know
I'm so happy about that, and I can't wait to see it. I
I've
think
been thinking about doing the show for a few months now, and I think I told you like as soon as I started because I knew that I wanted you to be on the first show. So
thank
I'm really
you.
glad that you're able to.
I really appreciate it, and I love talking to you.
All right. Well, Akiko Sampson from Otzi and Yama Uba and Psychic Eye. Check them out. I'll post all the links. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Davey. Thanks for the show.
All right. Take care.
Hi everyone, hope you liked that video. If so, please like and subscribe to receive notifications when we upload more content. New Music Mondays is a live stream show every Monday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on twitch.tv/DaveyBonesOakland. It features myself and a weekly guest DJ spinning new releases in the world of dark music, post-punk, goth, dark wave, as well as interviews with the people that make the music happen. So it's a lot of fun. Make sure to join us live. Again, that's every Monday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., or actually about 9:30 Pacific time. The audio will always be uploaded the next day to my Mixcloud page, mixcloud.com/DaveyBonesOakland. And thanks for watching the video on YouTube. The interviews will all be uploaded to the YouTube channel, as well as an occasional kind of behind the scenes video as well. All right. Thanks again.